We
No.
really, really don't. Um, and I was chatting to somebody recently, and um, we were talking, and he said to me, he's a dad who had adopted a child, and he said to me, I'm having these difficulties with my child, and he described them, and I said, has anybody talked to you about the trauma involved before you? And he's like, oh, no, 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 there's no trauma. And I said, well, everybody's got trauma. So, have you considered that? And he said, no, I adopted her when she was 6 months old. And I said, yeah. And he said, "So there's no
Amazing.
trauma?" And I said, "That's where the biggest damage can be caused, in utero and in the first few months." And he's like, "Nobody's ever told me that."
And the actual adoption itself, that
Yes.
transition from where she was to being with them,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you
There's
just
so much, and there's so much that isn't told, as with everything within SEND. But, I said, "Did you have a social worker?" "Yeah." "Did nobody talk to you about this?" "No." And you're like, you're sort of 15 years in. Nobody's ever raised this. And it baffles me, because just after having a 5-10 minute conversation, I'd identified something that nobody had ever spoken about. And it's not like I'm a genius or anything. I mean, it's standard. So, but I think we're probably going to delve into this quite a bit today, because I think that there's a very big community out there wanting this content, because they need validation, and I think that's probably a big part of your journey. As you've opened every door, you've received some validation as well, would you say?
and not received as well. That's that, I'm not surprised by what you just said about, that friend, because at every different sort of level of the journey that you go through, your priorities are different.
Yeah.
When you first applying to adopt, it's all about presenting a face, and you doing everything you possibly can for that agency and the social workers to want you and like you, and then they
Mm.
put you with this child, and then you're told that this is your child, so
Mm.
whatever you see and understand, it kind of goes over your head, and you're in a fog, and as much as you might have been told, it doesn't go in, because so
Oh,
much of you're just, you've got your own baggage that you're bringing to it all, because let's face it, most people don't just wake up one morning and decide to adopt.